Tough guys at Ridgeview had zero idea the new kid was a fierce pugilist. With mere seconds left showing on the scoreboard, the Wildcats urgently needed to stop the Stallions' offense. The pigskin was hiked, and Harrison bolted forward, aiming for the winning stop. Yet it was Zane Ryder who executed the bone-jarring block instead. The Stallions' head coach looked absolutely wild from the field's edge, realizing his team needed a miracle right away. Ryder already had 16 stops that night and paused to soak in the stand's energy, much to the anger of jersey number 26. Later in the contest, a spiral was launched way out wide to Thompson. The ball flew high through the stadium lights, but Thompson managed to snag it while sprinting forward, just to be leveled immediately by Ryder. That may have been the Stallions' last shot, and Thompson clearly showed that he was mad about it. Because they couldn't take down the Wildcats with points, Thompson turned to cutting remarks instead, mentioning Ryder's late mother. That was the breaking point for Zane. Ryder tackled number 26 again, only this time he took it personally. He blasted into Thompson and didn't quit there. Whoever stepped in his way felt the awful blow. Total madness broke loose as players from each sideline started swinging, leaving the ref unable to get things under control. By the time Ryder made his way back to the changing room, his scrapes told the tale of the night. One teammate asked him to come along to a bonfire later, but Ryder said no. He had boxes to pack for their move across the state soon. The magnet for problems was moving to Mesa Verde. Back at their apartment, his mom wasn't happy about the brawl she had heard about on the news. Bad feelings hung heavy between them until she left for her night shift, putting Ryder in charge of his slightly younger yet fairly independent sibling. Ryder and Dylan started putting things away in the spare bedroom. Ryder said he didn't care that Dylan's promising soccer chances were the reason for their move. As Dylan carried a big crate, it tipped over, bringing up old sadness. Their dad's stuff had gone to Goodwill thanks to their mother's decision, but this one had gone unnoticed. A flood of different feelings flowed over Ryder as he picked the cardboard box up and wrote on the top, "Dump." At his new academy, Ryder kept to himself, walking calmly through the new grounds. About halfway through his stroll, he saw trouble ahead, one kid swinging hard at another while 3 others watched. He moved in to try to help, but it backfired in a bad way. The kid getting hit turned on him, landing a good punch just to show he still belonged in the fight. Ryder stood there shocked, watching the kid dive back into the fight with a blank face. It was clear he wasn't wanted there. Another chance to change things came during biology. The instructor asked a tough question, but the room went quiet. He looked toward a sweet redhead, and Ryder gave the answer for her. After the bell, the girl, Savannah, said thanks. They talked for a bit, playfully joking as they learned small things about each other, right up until Savannah's pals showed up and pulled her away. At their apartment, it was going to be a calm family meal, yet Ryder had something eating at his mind. When his mom asked how classes were, he gave a very sharp answer. She shot back, matching his tone, telling him he'd made too much trouble to stay in one place for long anyhow. The kid Ryder had tried to save earlier was called Gavin. During the lunch break, Gavin walked up acting friendly and mentioned Ryder's previous football throwdown had gone everywhere online. That grabbed Ryder's attention for sure. He said that the earlier skirmish wasn't pushing around, it was a fair fight, and there was footage to back it up. Gavin kept pressing, making the cool moves and free stuff sound like something anyone would want. But Ryder wasn't buying it, nor did he care. Even so, Gavin wasn't lying about the viral clip. Ryder's rep was on everyone's screen, and voices followed him whenever he went. On his trek home, Savannah called out from the back seats of a Jeep, teasing him before sliding him a small paper with a party location. She hoped he'd be there, and Ryder decided he would. The Jeep pulled away as Ryder walked, a clear bounce in his walk. Still giving his mom the cold shoulder, he skipped saying hi to his family and went straight to his bedroom to find a map of the city for directions. Dressed in a neat shirt, he got to a bash in a big house, where he saw Gavin, and they quickly became friends, walking through the people together. Gavin had his camcorder rolling, ready to record everything. He filmed something the ladies wanted to skip, but he didn't care about their pushback. Going on, Ryder met Quentin, who acted like he owned the place. For Quentin, a party with fancy drinks and girls in swimsuits wasn't what made Mesa Verde special to him. He walked Ryder to the porch to show him and not just talk about it. It was battle night, and anyone could step in. All kinds of people, even exes wanting to clear things up. Ryder wondered who set these things up. A smile crossed his face when he saw it in a new light, and it felt real in its simple form. He found out there wasn't one person running the show. Savannah got there fashionably late, grabbing Ryder's attention, but Quentin quickly changed focus as a group gathered, waiting for a battle between him and Ryder. Taking off his shirt to show off strong arms and a toned chest, Quentin got the crowd pumped up and said Ryder should put on a show, since his internet-famous move. Plus, he was truly curious if he could win. Things got bad, but Ryder wasn't in the mood to fight. Not Quentin, not anyone. Though when Ryder looked at Savannah, Quentin saw a chance, and with a sly look, walked over to plant a kiss on her. The look in Savannah's eyes said she wasn't okay with the plan, but the move still got under Ryder's skin enough to make him want to leave. Near the door, a big guy stopped him. Quentin wanted that fight and would do whatever it took. He mentioned the tragic passing of Ryder's mother, knowing Ryder was in the car but wasn't drunk like his mum had been. Ryder leaped to answer, yet several guys held him back. He was mad and ready to take down Quentin, who was also eager for a fight. The people watched, caught up in the tension, while Savannah stormed out in anger. Pushing off the guys holding him, Ryder got close and shoved Quentin, who smiled and said if they were brawling, it would be pro, with safety gloves on. Ryder was game. The announcer got everyone quiet, raising his voice just enough to read the quick rules. Clean battle, knockout, or giving up ends it all. Right when he called for the start, Ryder lunged forward, wasting no time. He swung hard first, missing, then again, but on the third try, he landed with a good shot to Quentin's face. Ryder kept swinging hard, while Quentin dodged with skill. Then, mid-swing, Quentin caught Ryder's arm and turned it back behind him. That was his switch from defense to offense. When Ryder charged like a bull, Quentin held his ground, used his opponent's force against him, and flipped him over, sending his opponent to the ground, even though Ryder was fighting it. Quentin landed a blow and took a step back to take it all in. Ryder bumped a can of pop, spilling it right into Quentin's face. It worked when Quentin flinched, giving Ryder a chance to land a good hit. Someone in the crowd said it was a cheap move, and Quentin agreed. He shrugged it off, saying Ryder had some moves, but had a ways to go. He was ready to show him, both with words and pain. He struck low, hitting Ryder in the leg, right where it hurt most. Another kick came, aimed at the same spot, and Ryder barely blocked it in time. The third strike hit hard. Ryder was curled up on the ground, and Quentin wasn't done. Feeling foolish, got Ryder back on his feet, yet his hook missed. Quentin countered fast, tossing him to the ground and landing blows to his face. Ryder got on all fours, but Quentin wasn't waiting around. He kicked Ryder's face hard, knocking him flat. Ryder hit the floor hard, looking blank. Quentin took in the loud praise, while Gavin kept the camcorder going, catching Ryder as he started to stir. He said Ryder was getting up, showing the fight wasn't done. Ryder, still dizzy and mixed up, managed to stand as Quentin charged forward. Clumsy, but lucky on defense, Ryder fought, his clear weakness giving Quentin the chance to send him back down. Gavin told Ryder to quit, but he wouldn't listen. He stood, feeling the pain, looking like a question mark with cuts and marks. Shaking but set, Ryder still had fight in him. Quentin spun and swung his legs, kicking Ryder's face, drawing blood and knocking out teeth. The blow knocked Ryder out. People snapped shots of the fighter, and Ryder knew Gavin was carrying him to his place. When he woke up, his face was a mess with dark bruises and one eye swollen. Dylan walked in on him, shocked but not surprised. Their mom wasn't home, but unless his face healed, she'd notice the damage. Ryder couldn't walk Dylan to the bus, but thankfully his sibling knew and let him rest. At the academy, the battle was still the main topic, being talked about everywhere, even at Savannah's table. She couldn't take it, so she got up and left, leaving her pals confused. The joke was home, nursing his bruises, when he spotted the box he'd labeled dump. It made him think of things, fishing with his dad, and it made him toss the box across the bedroom like blame. The jolt hit his sore ribs hard as they weren't healed. Gavin had his moment, walking in just in time to see Quentin acting the fight out, milking the moves for all they were worth. Back at the apartment, Dylan got home and warmed up pizza for his brother. Ryder was out when Dylan peeked in, so he dropped the plate and went to his bedroom to practice his shots. Later, there was a knock. Gavin's voice said he was with Savannah just to get Ryder to open the door. Gavin walked in, not feeling bad but hopeful, thinking the night had made Ryder stronger. He had a DVD packed with tips from his trainer, Victor Campos. It was the second ask, since Gavin thought Ryder had something to build on. But Ryder wasn't taking it. He shut it down, making it clear Gavin couldn't use the night to make him feel bad for anything. Sad, Gavin left, but the DVD stayed, something for Ryder to play with. Ryder found the training place making Gavin happy. He greeted his pal at the door with a grin and showed Campos, who didn't need an intro. Campos's voice filled the room as he showed a student how to flip an opponent to the ground for a hold. Gavin told Campos about Ryder, saying he wanted to join. At first, Campos looked at Ryder's beat-up face and said he was just another wannabe. But Ryder's set look got him a spot in the class with Gavin. Still, Ryder's eyes were set on the tips, saying he could handle it. Campos smiled and told everyone to get ready to see the class in action. At Campos's call, the students got into Circuit 1, a fast set Ryder said he could do. It was 1-minute rounds, switching between cardio moves on Campos's call. Gavin called out tips and stayed close, guiding Ryder on the next move as they worked out. Rope climbing was hard when Ryder slipped more than once, but Campos's shouts pushed him on. He got to the bar before time ran out, feeling worn out. No time to rest, though. Campos called for partners and 3-minute rounds next. Ryder looked at Lewis and thought he could beat him. The kid was small and didn't look like much of a threat, but when they started, Louis moved and flipped Ryder fast. Ryder barely had time to react before he was on the ground, arm locked. Campos watched and said Ryder should give up. Ryder held on, trying to fight it, but there was nowhere to go. He tapped once, and the round was over. Next round, Campos noticed Ryder's defense. His attacks missed as Lewis dodged and trapped Ryder in a chokehold. Gavin told Ryder to give up, but Ryder said no, wanting to get free or pass out. Ryder passed out, finding Campos's face above him. Campos helped him up, saying his actions could have hurt him. Ryder said he could have gotten free if he stayed awake, which made Campos respect him. Training would start early, but Campos said that his students couldn't brawl outside the gym. If word got out, the fighter would be kicked out. Class was done, and Gavin said Ryder had impressed Campos. Gavin said Ryder had earned a ride. That night, Dylan opened the door and saw a girl, Savannah, wanting to talk with Ryder. Ryder wasn't ready, thinking she was part of the plan to embarrass him. Savannah felt bad, saying things weren't supposed to go that far, though she said Ryder was like the fighters. He was a fighter, she said, and he had been pushed. She compared their lives, saying she had moved a lot and had held onto her role because she fit in, even if it meant being the popular girl with the popular guy. But Ryder didn't care, and eventually Savannah left. Ryder got to the gym early, and Campos let him in. Ryder gave him the payment, 2 months up front, and more than Campos charged. Maybe he hoped it would help them talk, but Campos sent him off. No talk needed. Ryder figured he'd do his thing until class, but his tries failed. Campos showed Ryder's problems and a breathing issue. Ryder couldn't land the combo to shift a heavy bag. Campos showed the combo, each strike timed with breathing, shifting the bag. The ease caught Ryder off guard, but he kept struggling. Campos said everyone had their rhythm, so not to fight it. The time went fast, and students came to class. Quentin basked in his girlfriend's glow with his group. At the apartment, Ryder's mom did the same things, cleaning and keeping things in order. At the gym, Ryder moved with skill, training on purpose. His work didn't go unseen, his classmates liked him, and Campos smiled. Now that Mom was around, silence didn't last. She'd seen the money was missing, and the bag only made her think the worst. He put the bag down while she opened it and found gloves. He had been fighting. She didn't yell, just said it had to end. Ryder had asked, and Campos had brushed it off, but he lived at the gym. Later in class, Savannah and Ryder were in the same group, and there was no change between them. Ryder had anger from before, and Savannah thought her sorry should have fixed things, didn't like the cold shoulder. His calm broke, and he left, leaving her to find Quentin. She wanted to talk, but Quentin held court with his crew. She said the battle with Ryder hadn't been fair. Savannah's hate for Quentin was starting to get to him. He snapped, yelling and saying he made her popular. He didn't hold back. Every word was meant to hurt her. But his words showed her what she felt. The fact that he liked being mean was enough. It gave her a reason to leave him. Ryder took his anger to the gym, and it bled into every hit. Campos saw the bad energy. The power was there, but it was all edges. He stepped in to spar, trying to calm the storm, but Ryder was sharp and aggressive. Campos tried to reel him in, but when it was clear Ryder wouldn't, he said to pack up and leave. Ryder left, saying words to Campos. Campos stayed calm. Gavin offered to follow Ryder to keep him in check. Ryder zoned out, lost in thoughts, barely hearing Gavin's voice. Gavin pulled the car over, trying to snap Ryder out of it. Behind them a horn sounded, some driver in a hurry. That sound did it. Ryder unraveled. He stepped out, swinging before anyone could react. Gavin started recording and others did. It was bad, fast, and soon the clip was online. Thousands of views, and Ryder in the center. There was a party that weekend and Ryder showed up, though he wasn't the only one. Quentin was there with his energy, and Savannah, though they weren't a thing. Ryder drew looks. People had seen the clip, and Savannah walked toward him, hoping to fix things. But Ryder kept his distance, his tone flat, giving her nothing. Quentin watched, seeing the tension. He waited, then trailed Ryder toward the restroom to remind him who was in charge. Fed up, Ryder was ready to drag himself home. But Gavin kept at it, so Ryder asked about something called beatdown. Quentin had said the name, and it stuck with Ryder. Gavin took him to his place and found the info on his computer. What Ryder saw was different. Footage, underground, crowded shows that looked intense. Beatdown wasn't just a fight, it was the fight. A tournament with followers that made it feel like the Super Bowl. Only the fighters got invites, and time was running out. It was a month away, and invites came by text. Campos saw the bruises and shake in Ryder's stance and didn't say much, just threw him out. The rule was clear. Once Ryder was gone, Campos let his anger out, driving a fist into the bag, just once, with power. At home, Dylan's black eye raised alarms. Their mother was mad. Ryder was to set a good example, not make things worse. She was tired of fixing things. Dylan said it was a basketball thing, but Ryder was still the role model. Ryder's return was met with a slammed door. Campos wasn't ready to forgive, but Ryder didn't give up. He waited with Gavin, looking for a chance to fix things. When he saw Campos at the store, Ryder said he was angry inside, causing problems. The gym was where that anger was manageable. Campos listened, then let Ryder back in. The training wasn't easy. Campos pushed Ryder hard, sets of push-ups, cardio, boxing, wrestling that tested strength. What would take a year got packed into weeks. Even Ryder's diet changed, eating to match the training. Friendship started between Ryder and Campos as they ran, joking and getting to know each other. Ryder asked Campos why he trained, and Campos told about his past. His work came from losing his father's favorite son, Robert. Though younger, Robert had been better than Campos, and their father liked him more. After Robert was shot, Campos and his father never got back together. Training kept at pace, with lessons beyond fighting. These were lessons for life. Ryder took them to heart and showed up at Dylan's game, making his sibling happy. Their mother, surprised, tried to fix things, but Ryder felt they were better than before. To make things right, Ryder found Savannah at the cafe and asked to talk. He said he was sorry for what he had done and said she wasn't to blame. Savannah, drawn to men who could take blame, softened. Without a word, they leaned in and kissed, warm and full of the needed understanding. That night, Ryder's mother stopped by the gym. Campos was alone, and they talked about Ryder, how he had changed. She was thankful for Campos's help and wished Ryder would stop blaming himself for his mother's passing. Campos said Ryder was on the right path. She left the payment and left. At the cafe, Gavin was excited about Ryder's match at Beatdown, but Ryder had plans. He told Gavin he was quitting, draining his excitement. Ryder didn't flinch. He wouldn't feed Quentin's ego. If Quentin wanted to fight, he could fight himself. Away from the cafe, Ryder walked Savannah home. She joked with him, and he answered with a leg sweep that sent her laughing. There was ease between them, from healing wounds and building trust. With flirting, Ryder tapped her and earned a kiss, the moment swelling into something meaningful. But as things got warm, Dylan barged in with the phone, Mom calling, and she needed to talk. The mood dropped fast. Across town, Quentin was with his pals when a clash with his father sparked. The exchange was sharp. His dad said what he wanted without yelling. Quentin's pals watched, shocked. Then news broke. Ryder was out of the fight. Quentin's blood boiled. He wasn't done. That night, Quentin pulled up at the gym, needing to hear the news. Ryder wasn't around, but Gavin was, and he said the news. Quentin nodded, plotting, and asked Gavin to hang at his place. Gavin, thinking it was an offer of peace, agreed. He was wrong about Quentin's plans. The night ended with Gavin beat and unconscious on Quentin's floor, with Quentin towering over him. There had been no warning, just a beatdown to send a message. Even Quentin's pals hesitated, unsure what line Quentin had crossed and why. That night, Ryder heard a knock and saw a car speeding away. On the ground lay Gavin, hurt. Ryder's anger was instant, and Savannah begged him not to take the bait, but Ryder wasn't hearing it. As he stormed out, Campos stopped him. Ryder was burning to go after Quentin, but Campos said, "Break the rule again," and he was done. This stopped Ryder. Their talk turned honest, with Campos saying if he could change things, he would change what happened to his sibling Robert. That softened Ryder. Campos didn't stop Ryder, but left him with this. He had to control the outcome. Ryder rushed home, packed his bag, and met his mother in the hall. She didn't stop him, knowing this was his fight. Ryder got to Beatdown with adrenaline, ready to make a statement. The event kicked off with a knockout, and the crowd was excited. As Ryder stepped into the ring, he was met with boos, while Quentin got cheers. But plans changed. The announcer fixed a mistake. Ryder and Quentin wouldn't fight immediately. It was a tournament, and each fighter would have to fight their way through. The matches began. Quentin went through his opponents with skill, while Ryder held his own with calm skill. Things stayed smooth until the quarters, when Ryder took a kick to his ribs. Quentin saw the weakness and filed it away. Backstage, Ryder was hurting, clutching his side and needing more than ice. Savannah found him and lifted his spirits with words and a kiss that helped more than pain meds. Meanwhile, Quentin crossed a line in his match, jabbing his opponent's eye. The ref kicked Quentin out, despite protests. Ryder, ready for his match, heard the news and quit the tourney. If it wasn't going to be Quentin in the final, then the fight meant nothing. As he walked toward the exit, Quentin was waiting. Without a word, Quentin asked Ryder to a fight, and soon the crowd followed them, pouring into the lot where the final showdown would take place. Quentin came in strong, targeting Ryder's ribs with strikes. The pain was much, but Ryder held, refusing to break. Even when Quentin locked his neck, Ryder didn't tap, despite cries from the crowd and Savannah's panic. Then things shifted in Ryder. He drew from what he had learned, his grief over his mom, his past, Campos's lessons, and put it all into strength. He broke free, landed punches, then finished with a kick that sent Quentin crashing. The fight ended not with noise, but with a look of respect. Quentin nodded, and Ryder nodded back, staying calm. Later, Campos decided to step back from the gym to heal, and Quentin finally let go of the anger he had carried.